This is WT for TST, and this evening I'm absolutely honoured to be joined by Ismael Salas. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I am very good. Thank you for the opportunity they give to me the interview and giving some view about my life in boxing and other things.
Well, I'll tell you what, from the old COVID-19 stuff, you're looking well.
Yep. Actually, I've been totally recovered. Today will be the test after the positive test I did in London. Unfortunately, it was a positive. It was a very good season because it gave me a chance to review many things. For I am busy person. No, I have in this time 4 world champion in my camp. I have to take care of everyone. Someone in Japan, someone in Vegas, another one in London in the Joe case. So it was a mess, but my body just took a rest for 2 weeks around, and I am ready to fly for. Next week we got a 2 fight. Next week we got a 2 fight in top rank. Felix Verdejo, and we have Robesi Ramirez, the 2-time Olympic gold medalist, Cuban. So after the test, I will confirm if I can go through to the fight. Also, I have on December 31st in Tokyo, Japan, my 4th division world champion flyweight, Kazuto Ioka. He will defend his title back there in Japan.
You're a busy man. You're a busy man, and it's allowed you to calm down a little bit. Right. What we'll do, first time on TST, what we like to do is get to know you a little bit better, understand your upbringing, your childhood, ultimately how you got into boxing. So I guess for you take us back to Guantanamo in Cuba.
Yes, I born in Guantanamo, Cuba in 1957. No, back it's a blessing. You know, I born in the town where it's very famous for many sport, especially boxing. Great fighters, great trainers coming from their town, and I live around only 2 blocks from the only gym in that time, boxing gym in that time. So my childhood, it was just playing around the gym, watching all the good fighter in that time, and seeing how they train, how they, because it was a beautiful. I think it's one of my best time in my life when I watch all of those guys training, and I was just 9, 10 year old. I'm talking about 1969 somewhere. I sat there and I have a chat with the old trainers, and they make a joke on me. They crack a joke on me because they say I have a big head, you know. And then they crack a joke like, how can you like to be a boxer with this big head? You cannot move, and you know all the boxing, you know, the things I learned from them. You know, they're so happy, and I start to box there. I start to do some amateur boxing there, and I moved to the physical education college in 1973. So I start to learn, really learn how the system, the Cuba system, create for the trainers and teachers. And after that, I went to the university. I made my master's degree in sport and science, especially for the biomechanics and boxing. The thing is my strong point right now as a trainer. And I start to work giving boxing seminar all around the world because I used to work for the Olympic is the Olympic Committee Boxing Solidarity Clinic. So I went to Mexico, Venezuela, Pakistan, North Korea, all many. At the same time, I was the head coach of Guantanamo, Cuba. So I have like the 3-time Olympic gold medal, Felix Sabon, 2-time Olympic gold medal, Angel Herrera. So many, Joel Casamayor, Olympic gold medal, and world champion after in professional. Multiple. So me as a amateur was one, even very young, I was one of the top trainer in Cuba because of the quantity and quality of my fighter provide to the Cuban national team. So from time to time, I flew to the national team. I went to competition, Pan American Games, and some other competition. The Cuba used me as for collaboration with another countries until 1992 Olympics, where I decided I went to Barcelona Olympics 1992, and then I decided not back to Cuba, and then I went to Thailand in Bangkok. There is my start 1992, let's say September, October 1992. I started my professional boxing life. And really, I started zero as a professional because Cuba of the policy, the communist policy, they banned the professional sport. So we don't have any information about the professional boxing. Did not see any training, professional training, did not see any fight. Lucky and blessed for me because I am from Guantanamo, Cuba. It's the American base there. Yeah. So they have a TV channel when we can see some of the fight. Only that.
Wow.
And but you know, I just started. I have so much because always in my mind, my dream was to be a professional boxing trainer. Deep in my dream. Even in Cuba, you cannot dream me for it. No way. But I have it deep in my mind. And I got it, and I start to work in Thailand. I make like a 6 world champion. I got in the 1996 trainer of the year, WBA trainer of the year, because in that time I have 108 pounder, 105 pounder, 108, 112, 115, 118 world champion at the same time.
Crazy. Just go back a little bit. You said, you know, like somebody growing up in Cuba to have that dream would be crazy, really, because it's almost impossible. What do you think you needed from a mindset point of view to actually get to where you got to?
Yeah, because I kind of I kind of a good listener, so I moved close to the many former professional fighter. Many people, really many people there, because of the government policy, try to give a discredit to those guys.
Right.
It's unbelievable thing happening in that time, you know. It's a wrong policy. And then those guys with all their pride, because they fought for Cuba, professional way, but they fought for Cuba. They was feeling like a betray.
Yeah.
But I love to, in that time, I love to sit with them, listen to them, learning from all their teaching. And many of my co-workers laughing of them. But I know, I just like a sponge, absorbing. And day by day, I start to follow up many things. So when I came to the reality to go to professional, I remember what they say. I remember what they say. You know, it's kind of destiny. If I can say it like that. because I am many Cuban. I was the first Cuban trainer defect from Cuba, top trainer. And everybody in Cuba, always the policy, discredit the policy. They say I got HIV, that's why I not come back to Cuba. I got I got caught with police and many things. But
Who was doing that? Just like what, the government and stuff like that? Yeah.
The Cuban government.
Wow.
And I telling you more. In 2003, okay, I was working with the Thai national team. I was the head coach in the World Championship in Bangkok. One of my fighters beat Gamboa, Thai fighter. Another fighter beat Aragon. Another fighter beat Rigondo. And you know what Cuba say? Cuba say, I paid to those guys to lose with my fighter. And not only that, the worst of all, look what I've been through. The Cuban government asked to the Thai Olympic Committee, they have to cancel my contract. And you know what? The Thai Olympic Committee say, okay. They call me next day and they say, I'm sorry, we cannot give you more job.
Wow.
Can you guess me with a family?
Yeah.
Country is I know belong. How I can support my family?
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you would like to think, listen, you would like to think that your country is proud of you.
Yeah, supposed to.
Yeah, but it just seems crazy. You know, you're supposed to support your own, aren't you?
But the key point, you're going to politics.
Yeah,
is the government discredit kind of people like me, many of Cuba, discredit by the own government. And not only that, I went to Holland to work with the amateur team in Holland. And they sent someone to Holland Boxing Commission to cancel my contract as well. Look how, and I lost contract.
Why do they think they had so much power over everybody, though? Particularly you,
Yeah, because, the Cuban in Olympics is a big power.
Right.
Cuba, they have, because the Cuban is in boxing, amateur boxing is top. So they have many trainers all around the world and spy as well.
Right. So, I mean, I went to Cuba, it was probably about maybe 15 years ago now, and I was talking to a guy there, and he was talking about passports, and he wasn't allowed a passport, because a lot of Cuba, they're not allowed to leave the country, are they? I think they can now, but back in the day, you weren't allowed to leave. So it's the only way you could leave through boxing and the Olympics then, yeah?
And you know what? I've been without passport around 7 years, back when I was in Thailand.
Right.
So in 1995, right? One of my fighter, a Thai fighter, got the WBA Boxer of the Year, and they went to convention. And someone may interview to him, why your trainer is not around you? And he said, no, because he doesn't have a passport. No passport? I was no Cuban, no Thai, no American, nothing, zero.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And then the High Commission of Human Rights contact me in Bangkok, and they contact the Cuban embassy in Laos, and they gave to me the passport after 4, 5, 6 years.
Wow.
I was without passport.
Right. Let's move on. Go on.
I am warrior. I am warrior. I keep moving.
Well,
I received one. I fell down and back again.
Mate, that is absolutely clear to see from what you're saying, from your journey, even to become what you became, to be in foreign countries without passport. Oh, mate, honestly. Right, let's move on. Let's go to the happy times. So you've worked with some incredible fighters. I guess you started before, and I bet you. How many world champions have you had? I bet you can't use your hands and your toes, can you?
It's 22 right now.
Incredible.
22 professional world champion, and some of them 2-time, 3-time world champion. I have the 4th division world champion, Japanese boy. But, I try to be always sitting in the back seat. I feel so blessed, so grateful that I can be myself.
That's important. That's important for your fighters as well, though, isn't it? Because you're giving them the the stage, if you like. You work on all the stuff in the background, which we'll come on to in a minute, particularly around Joe Joyce. So let's move on a little bit and say that there's a question I want to ask you about Linares. So I know you had some awesome nights with Linares, some top fights, some top nights.
Right.
But I don't know why you were in the corner for his Lomachenko fight. What was that on?
I can explain to you, because it's very simple what happens. With Linares, everyone know I took Linares from the scratch. He came to my hand with 3 losses, and he was destroyed mentally, and his own management they called me and say, can you help Linares to be a good trainer? When we start to work, as always, I working with all my fighters, build the fundamentals, make the correction, work with the mindset, and I put Linares to the top, until we fought against Mercito Gesta it was from Freddy Roach. It was the last fight with us, with me. It was on January 28. But if you remember right, I was working with David Hay.
Yeah.
And the start of Joe Joyce, his pro debut was with me, Joe Joyce, there back in England. And David Hay postponed his fight from December because he got injured. And then the fight moved to May 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And Linares fought January 28. And what happened, soon after Linares fought, I flew back to London for David Hay, and Linares called me after February 20 or somewhere that he is supposed to fight with Lomachenko, the Lomachenko fight coming up. And I say, wow, so happy, man. It's your opportunity. It's the fight of your life. Okay, you have to fly quick to us in London. And he said, no, I will not fly to London. I said, Linares, if you not fly to London, I cannot go to United States now, because I have my commitment already with David Hay. You fought already. This fight came and delayed late notice. So I say, no, I like to be around my family, my girlfriend, my brother. I said, man, it's your choice. And then
what's your belief? Is your belief if he flew to London, you'd have got him ready, you'd have gone and you'd have done the business?
Yeah, you know what? I talked to him because I knew something coming up. And I talked to Jorge Rubio, another Cuban trainer. He used to train Luke Campbell. You remember Luke Campbell fought with Linares. I was in the corner, Jorge Rubio, but we are very close, And then I request to Jorge Rubio, if Lomachenko have to fight with Linares, can you help me up with Luke Campbell? He said, no problem. So I say, man, I have already everything in my hand. He said, no, I like to be, because it happened with many fighters, We are, you know, you and me are today what we decided yesterday.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah, that's
Don't blame anyone.
right. Yeah,
What you are today is because your choice. What you choose yesterday.
yeah. No, it's mate. True words, true words. Well, I just wanted to know that anyway because I thought it was.
Yeah. Many things and many hype, but I really, I felt very sorry, no, happened thing. But in my life, been happen as I talked to you before, many crazy things. But I still stay. One more thing, you know, I've been working. You remember Danny Green? I don't know if you remember from Australia. Danny Green, yeah, 2-time, 3-time world champion. If he start with me, he came with big loss, and I put him again the world champion. Jordan Ugas, he started with me with 3 loss. He beat Porter, Champ Porter, but now he is a world champion.
Yeah.
So my strong point is to get someone who fair, because many trainers like to fight with the star. I like to work with the scratch.
Yeah, the underdog. It's like an underdog story, isn't it?
Always.
And the mentality.
Look what happened with Joe Joyce.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about that anyway over text, weren't we? We were talking while the fight was on, and we were conversing. And I said to you before the fight, I've got a real strong feeling Joyce will win. And I know it was kind of the media was split. People were saying this, people were saying that, but
Many.
You knew. You were telling me exactly how it would happen.
That's right, beautiful, right? Yes, and talking, if we can start to talk about the JoJo things, you know, he started pro debut with me back there in London. He was promoted by David Hay, and then I got a big injury after David Hay fight. I got big injury, broke my wrist, broke my elbow, shoulder dislocation. So I was already out. And then I say to Joe Joyce management, I say, listen up, I love to keep working with Joe Joyce, but I am broke guy. I think, yes, that's true.
Broke.
I say Joe Joyce should try to find someone else to bring him to the next level, because of my injury. I can't. It's impossible. So they did it. They sent Jojo is to a big beer with Ebert Sanchez. And the things made Joe more slower. And then after that, Adam Booth, I think.
Yeah.
With Alan Booth, worse. And then early this year, they came to me requesting his management, Sam and
Jones,
Adam.
yeah.
Oh, please, I need your help. And I say, now I recover, but I need to take care of myself, because if I broke with one fighter, I cannot work. I am 63-year-old, but still, I working sometimes with 10 fighters at the same time, like a 60, 70 round on pads a day, day.
Crazy, mate.
And okay, I say, okay, let's see how we can start. We start down there in Vegas. So from that time, I start to make my homework about Daniel Dubois. I saw all the positive, but I saw a breach.
Okay.
I did not tell anyone, but I saw the breach. And I built up the strategic to create the proper training program to Jojo, because I seen really right now many critics.
Yep.
Many of them because I watch before fight, the prediction, Oliver prediction always. The only one give a good prediction, it was Lennox Lewis.
Mhm.
I really admire the way he saw the fight. Very, very practical, you know. But anyway, I saw now the comment. Even this morning, I was watching because I love to do a homework. Homework is homework. Some guy who broke down the fight, what happened during the fight. He explained so beautiful. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. He's so a smart guy. But only after fight. You know what I mean? And anyway, we start to build up the all the training program. The pandemic came up. The pandemic in March. He must leave to London. Everything shut down. I keep my gym open, but very limited. For example, I work with Erislandi Lara. You know, we for the WBA, we got the, we work with Felix Verdejo. We won this amazing year for my gym. Amazing. Robesi Ramirez, and then it came up Joe Joyce for August. Then they say to me I had to fly to London, and then I say to them, the only way I can do is to divide, because I have many fighters. Same day of Joe Joyce, some Japanese, one of my Japanese fighters fought in back then in Tokyo. So I taking care. Good luck. We have the first time. I made live sparring, training. Even I did with Joe Joyce as well.
Mhm.
So I went to London around a month in October, back to Vegas to work with all. Now I have every weekend fight until the end of this year. Everything was beautiful, no? Because many people really comment, but people don't know. Okay, if we watch the fight now, we can see Joe Joy, it was with his jab, when everybody say Joe no jab and Joe very slow.
Yeah.
And he did it.
Yeah.
Many people comment Joe must be front foot with Dubois, but Joe was not front foot with Dubois. He doesn't have head movement. Jojo did. So to happen all these things is the big quest. Okay, is what he's supposed to do, and he did right. But how made the guy do all these things when he before everybody saw the last fight before the Dubois?
Yeah.
He won, but everybody started to look at that. He's a robotic. He's no defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But what happened in this fight? We installed through training many drills. Sometimes I spend with Joe in the ring like 2 hours holding pets, taking a positioning, because I love position. I love angle. The worst punch in boxing is the one you can see.
Is that why you got them big shoes so that you could replicate?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah, you guess one guy 5'6" is my I am 5'6" only. You know, Joe Joyce is 6'6", 6'7". But for my mind, for my brain, no limits. For me, it's no limit. That's why I succeed. When someone say, no, I cannot go more than the line, I say, you know what? I break the line.
Yeah.
Always, when everybody in Cuba back there, they say I cannot succeed in professional, I did it.
It's like you're one of them. You're one of them people. When someone says you can't do it, you just keep going until you prove everyone wrong. Yeah.
It is the thing I also try to give to all my fighters: self-confidence.
Yeah. So even Joe, you saw Joe before. I know he's a relaxed fella anyway, but so relaxed, so calm. You know, if you look at them two fighters, even on the ring walk, you could just see.
Okay, you did a very good point. Did you watch the ring walk when he go out from the dressing room? The way he moves side to side, side step, tell you many. I love always the ring walk. You see many things in any fighter. It's like rites. You watch again, pay attention to their point, and you see how many move. When everyone say, no, he cannot move.
Yeah, I know, yeah. How hard was it for you that night, sat at home watching, I presume? Well, we were texting anyway, so I bet that was really hard for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a very, I was very sad.
Yeah.
Even first time ever in my life, I have 163 world title match. And first time ever, I was nervous. Watching it from my house. Always when I go the ring, I am cool. I am the coolest guy in the corner. Never excite me anything. Just keep focused what I have to do. But I was nervous. My wife.
Were you watching on your own? I was going to say, were you with your wife?
Yeah, my wife was beside me because my wife loved boxing too, and Joy as well. We love Joy. Even my boy loved Joy. And I was moving, but when I saw the ring walk, I said, oh, this guy is on. Before the ring walk, we talk live.
Yeah.
I say, Joe, don't forget, you are the winner in this fight. Don't forget, the only way you can win is you have to stick in your plan. Remember what I tell you. And we have some kind of a funny talk from the day one. When I talk in TV, the TV, I beep, beep, and sorry for the profanity. Beep, 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 beep. So it was amazing, no? To see, and really to see Joe that night, it was his night. And not only Dubois, if someone else that night is in front of Joe, Joe is a world champion. Anyone that night. It's a matter of night. He was totally perfectly. And one more thing I have to say, it's important to me to say, the teamwork, amazing teamwork. Steve Bohr, amazing job. Amazing job, all my respect. Greg, the assistant trainer, amazing work. Cam, the fitness trainer, amazing work. Sam and Adams at the head, and Joe Joyce. It was amazing. It was amazing. So for me, as you know, I am the Robin Hood of boxing. So I took the challenge. I live then with the challenge, the winner, and I keep rowing to another destination. It's me.
The Robin Hood, I love it. The Robin Hood of boxing. I love it. Right, just to finish up, then we're nearly done now. I always submit that we're going to be who we're going to be talking to, and then the followers will do some questions if you're all right. So I'll read them as they are wrote. Matty wants to know who's the most naturally talented fighter you've worked with.
Okay, I have a lot of good fighters. Everyone in his season. For example, for me as amateur, it was Felix Sabon for me. Professional, Sam Plonchit from Thailand, 13 defense, 2-time boxer of the year, flyweight. And then it coming back to Guillermo Rigondeaux. Amazing, everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yuriorkis Gamboa, amazing. Jorge Linares, amazing. Kazuto Ioka, that boy tried to watch his fight. It's like Picasso in the ring. And I have now 2 guys, but one is like computer, is Robesi Ramirez. He came to me with 1 loss. He lost the pro debut. That brought to me.
And then you start to
yes, I start to programming all his, because his technique level is too high. So no everyone can touch. Like Joe Joyce, I telling you what, I don't look down any trainer, okay? This is not my style. But I know where I can touch Joe Joyce to put him on work. He been with many trainers around.
Yeah.
But no one touched that point. I know. I know because I am the best. I don't think I am the best, but I know how to switch on his engine.
That's what I was saying. Don't you find sometimes if you have that connection with somebody that it just works? You know, you'll find fighters leaving trainers, doing some stuff, and then returning because they've never found that spark what they had together.
Right. This is what I think. The same thing I say to Daniel Dubois. Let me give a little short view about Daniel Dubois. I like to say to Daniel Dubois and his team, his trainer, what name?
Martin Bowers.
No, Daniel Dubois trainer. What is his name?
Yeah, Martin.
Yeah, Martin.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't give up. Tell Dubois, stay with your team, even with the loss. Be with your team. Don't try to change. Now many people they start to talk, your trainer no good, you throw away your trainer. Keep working with your trainer, but only need to put your feet in the earth and see what was your mistake and improve it. If anytime I telling Dubois, I telling Martin, I tell him his promoter, Frank Warren, if anytime they need some advice from me, will have me anytime. Give me a call, I can help.
That's class, mate. That's class.
Bring him back because he's a great fighter. I'm sorry.
No, that's class, mate. Class.
He is a great fighter. This is me. This is Salas. We was only opponent, but we have a sportsmanship and so much respect to the trainer, to the team, and to Dubois. He is a champion. Only come back from the loss. You have to come back from the loss.
Fair play to you. Well, no, that's good. That's really good, mate. Right, next question. Yes, Davey wants to know, which has been your favorite night in your career? Oh, you've had so many.
So many, man. really, so many. Most of the time, my favorite night is when the people take me underdog. One example, like Joe Joyce did. It's my last. I was like, I fell down, I crying, I jumped inside. Even I was with the COVID-19, but I was jumping all over my house, my room, and it was a great night. Believe me.
And your wife will be saying, "Calm down, calm down."
Yes, this house, we are in the second floor. We jump. I jump. My wife more calm. My wife, Japanese, calm, but I am no. I am Cuban. And I am crazy.
Right, last question. We ask every single person that comes on this same question.
Yes.
What are your top 3 chocolate bars?
My top 3?
Yeah.
Say again?
Chocolate bars. Chocolate.
Wow.
I know, it's a tough one, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Wow.
We've had Snickers, we've had Twix, we've had Bueno.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm telling you, the black cocoa.
All right.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
The
The
coconut.
more dark is better.
Right. Okay.
It is as a trainer. I like bitter. I like bitter, very bitter. I coming from my region back in Cuba is a very good cocoa. Very, very good, pure, real pure. So I grew up drinking chocolate, but cocoa, the pure one.
Salas, as you've become known really now, people just call you Salas.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's very beautiful exchange,
Yeah, it's great, mate. Is there anything you'd like to say to the viewers before we finish?
Yeah, I'd like to say to everyone, we are boxing lover. We keep working, and I hope to keep my success, making more champion. I am 63-year-old, but still I feel like a 30-year-old person, very active and with a good experience, 46 years in boxing. So keep going. Peace and love.
Salas, thank you very much for your time. We'll catch up soon.
Thank you.